morning.
Good morning.
Ever since Carol offered to help me get up this platform, I've been getting up here a lot better. I've been making sure that I get up here and stand up straight. Thank you, Carol. I needed that. Okay. My name is Evelyn Wilson, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm the LUT, the licensed teacher here at Savannah, and I'm also the licensed teacher in Teaneck, New Jersey at the Unity there. And I always acknowledge both churches because Unity in Teaneck, New Jersey is where I got my start, where I started school, took classes, and really got introduced to this unity way of life that works for me. And I always say, if you don't know where you've been, you're not going to know where you're going. So I know where I've been. Thank you. My talk this morning is on my GPS. Now, we all have a GPS in our automobile. Most of us do. I got one. I'm sure most of you have one. And that GPS that we have in our automobiles gets us to where we want to go. It directs us. What we do when we get in our automobiles is we put in the address of where we want to go. It also gives us the time and length that it's going to take for us to get there. We get in and we exhale because we know it's going to take us there. How many of us know that we have a GPS built in our own systems? We have, good, raise your hand. You know you have a GPS. You have a God personal system that you can plug into whenever you want to go from point A to point B. Some of us did know that. I didn't know that for a long time. One of the problems that I had, and I spoke about this morning, and I'll speak about it again, is that one of the problems that I had with my GPS in my automobile, and I always say that problems present themselves to me for a learning experience. Problems mean you have to find a way to circumvent the situation. It does not mean that you run from the situation. It means that that situation came to bless you and to teach you something. I didn't know that for a long time. The GPS that I got in my automobile, it's not it's built into the automobile. It's in the Mercedes, and you gotta put in, first of all, where you're at, United States of America. Because if you don't put it in right, it's a Argentina. It goes through every the alphabet. You know, and I needed something that I could just get in. If I want to go to 455 West 12th Street, boom, 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 I'm going there. But no, this I got to say, I'm in the United States of America. Then I got to say what street I'm going to, what town I'm going to, and what zip code I'm going to. Well, what I learned from that GPS that I have, because it used to frustrate me so much, and I used to always have to get Mike to program it for me because I couldn't deal with it. I did not have patience. The lesson God wanted me to learn was that I lacked patience. So when I get in that GPS, I can't just get in it and expect it to do what I want it to do. I have to be responsible, put in what I'm supposed to put in, and then it will take me where I'm supposed to go, just like the built-in GPS that I have in my life. Now, sometimes I will start out, and I don't put nothing in, nothing. I'm going out. How many of us have ever just said, well, I want to go back to school. And what happened? You could say that for 100 damn years. 100 years. You can say that for 100 years. But if you don't do something, and you know, I've always said, I've been talking now to unity for close to 30 years, and I always ask God, please don't let me curse. But if we don't do something, nothing happens. And I am learning that. I'm learning that the hard way. The hard thing for me to learn is what I need to learn from the problem. See, the GPS in my car will do what I want it to do as I want it to do it. The GPS in my heart and soul will do for me as God wants me to do it, what God wants me to learn from the situation. The situation did not come, the problem did not come to beat me down. It came to edify me. It came to bring me up. It came to help me. And for so many years, I never saw that. I always looked at situations as problems. And there are no problems in life. I've learned that. The problem is me. That's the problem. Because when I look at a situation and I limit myself because I am not feeling that I can follow through with what it is I say that I want, as when I get in my car, if I want to go from here to Key West, or if I want to go to New York, or wherever I want to go, if I'm driving, I got to plug in some information. I don't plug in the information in myself as I should. So I don't get anywhere. I complain. I whine. Now, it brought me to mind that I worked as a therapist for many years. I retired from New York in 2006 and moved down here in search of warm weather. And I had a private practice of about 70 people for maybe about, close to about 25 years. And I remember seeing a man, I don't know how much education he had, but he had said that he wanted to go back to school. He wanted to go to medical school. But it would take him 7 years to complete certain courses if he went back to school to become a medical doctor. Well, I asked him how many years did he think it would take him if he didn't go? If it took 7 years, you know, how many years would it take if he didn't go? And we talked about that for a long time, and this was an educated man. He felt limited and didn't know why he was limited. He was not programming his GPS, as I, many times, have not programmed my GPS. There are many things that I wanted to do in life, and there might be many things that you want to do in life, and you're not programming the right information in your GPS. So we talked about that. We talked about that, and we came to some conclusions about it. And I would assume, because he got busy, he said that he had enrolled in Columbia University up in New York in the medical school. I don't know if he finished or not, but I know he got busy and I didn't see him anymore. So I'm assuming that he went on. But I never forgot him because he limited himself with this 7 years. He kept harping on, but it's going to take 7 years. It's going to take 7 years. Some things have taken me 30 years. Some things have taken me close to 40 years to accomplish. But when I program my GPS, I am not looking at how long it's going to take me. What I'm getting something out of is the journey. You see, the journey is the jubilee. That's where I get the joy. The joy is in the journey. Now, I didn't speak about this at the first talk because I didn't get an opportunity. I couldn't invite everyone that I would have loved to invite to my 75th birthday party yesterday. I would have loved to invite the world. I know so many people, I love so many people, and so many people love me. I just couldn't do it. Financially, I couldn't do it. Okay? As much as I might think I'm a multimillionaire, I'm not. But what came out of that was so much love, so much caring, so much joy, and so much happiness that I'm ready to have another party next Saturday night. Because it wasn't the planning. Well, I shouldn't say it wasn't the planning. It was the planning, but it was just so much fun. It was so much joy. It was so much everybody just having such a good time doing this, making mistakes, learning from our mistakes, doing it this way, undoing it that way, and putting this in. We just had a ball. And you know, at the end, that's when, okay, it's over. The party, the joy was in the initial planning, in the planning of it, and the talking to people, and the decorating, and the doing this, and the doing that. We had such a wonderful time, you know? And no stress, no strain. Everybody loved everybody. People that I could invite that didn't come, I wish I had known they weren't going to come. I would have invited some of the people I didn't invite because I thought that they were coming. But you know what? It worked out just fine. Because I'm 75 years young. I'm enjoying life. I feel good about where I am in life. And I have no limitations on my GPS. I don't know what I'm going to be when I grow up. I don't have the slightest idea of what I'm going to be when I grow up. I may come back the next time you see me here, and I might tell you I'm going to medical school. And if I feel like going, I'm going. Believe me, I'm going. I am going to live until I die. That's what and that is my intentions. That is what I have programmed in my GPS. I'm not as concerned as I used to be with what other people are going to do. Because that used to take up a lot of energy and a lot of my time. With how are you going to program your GPS? Are you going to make the right turn? Are you going to make a U-turn when you should make a U-turn? Are you going to go straight? My concern is now, when my GPS says route calculation, it is time for me to put on my thinking cap. It is time for me to decide I'm going down the wrong road and to get back on course and go down the right road. I am not going to limit myself, and you shouldn't limit yourself. This universe, this world that we live in, is here for us. That is why God placed us in this universe. I am here to do what is mine to do while I'm here. You are here to do what is yours to do. The problem is we don't know what we want to do. Who gets in their car and just sits there and looks at the GPS and don't put nothing in it? Who leaves their house and don't have a destination? Even if it's just to walk around the bar. You know where you're going. Your GPS tells you this is where you're going. It doesn't matter where you're going. You know where you're going. You and your God personal system have worked together. Me and my God personal system has worked together. I'm not limited by what we will call ill health, limitations on finances, limitations on age, limitations on anything, because what does the Holy Scripture say? God did not give us. He did not give us limitations. We place limitations on ourselves. I will get in my car, and because it asked me to do too many things, I'll get out the car, I'm calling Mike. I ain't got no, I'm slamming the door. The one I don't break something in the car. Slamming the door. I can't do it. So I get on the phone and I call Mike. What does Mike do? Mike comes right there. He's calm. He's cool. He's collected. If it says U.S., he puts in U.S. Where do you want to go? You want to go here in Key West? He puts that in. And I'm just looking at him. I say, now why can't I do that? God, and this has been going on a couple of years. Anybody that know me with that GPS, it has been a problem with me and that GPS. A big problem. But you know what I needed to learn? Patience. God wanted me, see, you're never too old to learn what it is you need to learn. And I finally figured it out. I had no patience. I didn't have any patience with the GPS in my car. And I definitely didn't have no patience with the GPS in my soul and in my heart. And now I do. Now, when I get in that car, I know how to get from Lincoln to Washington. I'll program the address in just because I know how to do it. I got every address you can name in there. All I do is I get in my car and I hit that. Takes me to the clubhouse, I know how to get to, I don't need the programming, but I love programming now that I know how to do it. I love it, you know. And God wanted me to know, under no circumstances, is there any limitations? There are no limitations other than the ones that I place on myself. And I've learned that as well. I find that at some point in time, I do use excuses. And I'll use the excuse that I don't have this and I don't have that. And when I say that I don't have it, then what happens?
You don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't get it. There has been, from learning patience and learning how to program my GPS with the intentions of what I want out of life, I didn't know it was so easy to get what it was I want. I used to place, one of the things I used to think, and maybe you do too, I needed to struggle. I used to think I needed to struggle. There had to be some kind of tension. There really doesn't have to be any tension. What happens, and what is happening in my life as I'm learning these things through my GPS, is that the minute I stop struggling, God steps in, and there it is. I've learned that with things I've misplaced. I've learned that with things that I used to worry about, things that I thought it wasn't going to happen if I didn't worry about it. I thought that that is the way you're supposed to go about things that are important to you. If you don't worry about it, then you're really not that concerned about it. Well, you know what I've learned? Let me program my GPS with this. What do I want to learn from this situation, God? Patience, more love, more tolerance, energy. What is it that I want to program in my GPS that I want to get out of that situation? When I stop worrying, stop struggling, and just program what it is I want to get, it happens. And then I used to say, this is getting good. I'm going to do this some more, you know? And I started, things happen. I said, I'm not paying it no attention. I'm going to let it go. And the next thing I know, I get a phone call. Somebody shows up in my life. Something happens that clears the way. Something happens that clears the way. And nothing that I had to worry or concern myself with made it happen. What made it happen was God's personal system that lies within me. So when I turn that on, and it has to be turned on. See, it doesn't work if I don't turn it on. We can come in here, and if we don't go to that light switch and turn those lights on, we're going to be sitting in the dark. We can pray to everything, everybody you want to pray to. You can have 1,000,000 Bibles in here. You can do whatever you want to do. If you don't get up and do something, ain't nothing going to happen. Now, I used to get that twisted and thought that doing something meant I have to do it. All I have to do is let. Understand and let. And know. Just like when I get in my GPS in my car. I don't worry about that. When I first when my first GPS that I went to Key West, to show you how much patient and how untrusting I was. I used to say, now that lady ain't said nothing in a long time. I wonder why she ain't said nothing in a long time. I must be lost. And then I said, well, wait a minute. Give her some time. Maybe she'll say something. And then I wait a while. I stop worrying. I wait a while, and then she'll say something. It's very interesting, Her voice is now like the voice of God. When she says something, I'm good. I don't worry no more. So, I say all that to say to each and every one of you, I love each and every one of you. And I know that they put some of the pictures on Facebook. Kyle already told me he saw me boogieing down last night and all of that. Please, I just want to say, don't feel rejected, don't feel left out. If I could have, I would have had each and every one of you and some there. But it just was not something that I was able to do. But I love each and every one of you. Thank you for allowing me to program each and every one of you in my GPS. Be blessed.
That's my Miss Evelyn right there. I'm a little flat, hang on a second. We're going to do this, we're going to do it right.
Turn on your GPS.
I got it right there on the floor, right there. There we go. There we go. everyone that you meet. Mama told me to say thanks to the Lord. You got 2 hands and you got 2 feet. Gotta chop that wood, bury that water, bury that water till the well runs dry. Chop that wood, bury that water, bury that water till the well runs dry. For what you do, everything you do is coming back to you. Mama told me if you want good friends, all you gotta do is be a good friend. You gotta chop that wood, bury that water, bury that water till the well runs dry. Chop that wood, bury that water, bury that water till the well runs dry. Would care whatever it may. When I die, all I want them to say, the job wouldn't care whatever it may. When I die, all I want them to say, the job wouldn't care